is, oh yeah, okay, you got that? Thank you for being on. We're just gonna go over some things with you for Accrue Coin. I was actually invited by these two guys, Juan Rivera and Parker Monticello, to join their team because I'm interested. I'm an investor, and then also I happen to have some business experience. Most of you on here know me. I've been an entrepreneur since the 90s, and older than than these two guys probably. So, you know, I trust these guys. They're good guys. They're really freaking smart when it comes to crypto, when it comes to a lot of things, I'm sure, but definitely the crypto. And what they're doing is fantastic. It's never been done. Some things have been done, but not their actual model. It's pretty unique, and I think it's going to have longevity. And the way that we invest is super awesome, and even dummies like me can understand it. You know, I'm pretty new to the crypto world, but these guys dumbed it down for me and kind of showed me how I could get involved. And I think you guys will also like that as well. So I'm going to turn it over. Juan, you want to go first, or is it Parker? Parker, you're first.
Yeah, I'll start it off.
Excellent.
So I'm just gonna pretty much provide a brief overview of what Accrue Coin is all about. I'm gonna start with our goal. So our goal is to provide the working class with a passive income and to help spread the wealth among investors. So I'll get more into that later. But to start out, Accrue has an 11% tax for every single transaction. 6% is redistributed to holders. 2% goes to liquidity to keep a stable price. 1% goes to marketing and development. 1% goes to giveaways, and 1% goes to the NFT dividends, which we will explain later. So the current reflection systems for reflection coins, because those are not new, is how they are calculated is the percent of the supply owned equals the percent of the reflections received. So if someone owns 50% of the supply, they receive 50% of the reflections. That's a little unfair in our opinion because of inflation. When the coin first releases, the price is obviously lower, and months down the road it's higher. So for $500 when it first releases, you can buy substantially more coins than you can months down the road, which means the people that put in $500 down the road get less reflections than people that put in the same amount early on. So we basically set up a tier system that gives a set percentage of reflections for depending on how much your wallet holds, the dollar value instead of the token amount. So that's basically our big never before seen system that we came up with. Some other key features include giveaways, which our contract randomly chooses holders to receive $500 in giveaways when there's money in the giveaway wallet, and that's the 1% tax towards giveaways. So if there's $1,000 in the giveaway wallet, it'll give 2 people $500 each. Another feature of Accrue Coin is the sell mechanics, which we put in place to encourage holding, because a lot of people just buy the coin and once it skyrockets, they just dump it, and then it's just an unhealthy looking chart. So for the first month of purchase, this is per wallet, so not when we launch, users can sell 25% every 3 days. And for the second month, they can sell only 50% every 3 days. And after 2 months, there are no more sell limits, so they can sell as much as they want. And then our next feature is the NFT collection. So we made a collection of 250 NFTs, and each NFT splits 1% of the daily volume, which is another 1% of that tax that I mentioned earlier. And to put this in perspective, on a $1 million day, each NFT will receive $40. So, and you're allowed to hold multiple NFTs, and each NFT you hold would get you whatever that day's reflections are. And they're all split evenly between the 250 NFTs. And our last feature that I want to go over before I hand it over to Juan is that our dev wallets are locked for 1 year, which means that we can't just dump our coins and pretty much rug pull. So we're just trying to build some trust here and promise that we're not just going to try to make a quick buck here.
So many of you who, if any of you are new to crypto, you'll see that the newest rage is reflection tokens, and Parker touched on that, and we're excited to refine that process. But as you know, to get to that volume, you need to have utilities. So you don't just get to a million daily volume just by having a coin that just gives people money out. The first question I always ask when I look at a crypto project is, where does the money come from? If you're going to give me money, where's it coming from? So we have utilities that we are excited to develop that will keep that volume rolling, keep it moving. The first one of the easiest ones to get started is staking. Almost every platform will have staking, and that's when you lock up some of your tokens for a set amount of time, and then that you can do research on that. That's just so they can make blockchain mining faster, but you lock it up, and then when you get it back, you get a little bit extra with it. So that's the first little one. The next one is we're going to develop a game room. And as Parker mentioned, our whole goal is to spread the wealth and to develop opportunities for investments along the way. So this idea that we have with the NFTs, using the NFTs that earn dividends, this is the first it's been done in the crypto sphere so far as I know. I can't find anyone who has done it. And so we're doing that same with every new development. Now we'll get to the game room, and we're going to have a set amount of NFTs to fund developing that. And those NFTs will also receive a piece of that pie that game room develops. A game room is not everyone's thing. We understand that, but we definitely think we're onto something with a game room that everyone can access via Web3 mobile. You can get it on your phone and either pay to play in Accrue Coin. We haven't gotten these little details down, or we have other ideas of revenue generating ideas that we'll get into. So the game room is our second utility that we're working towards, but the third utility is one of my favorite, and there's a handful of entrepreneurs here, or previous entrepreneurs. I myself used to own a small business, and the third one is a small business launch pad of sorts. It's basically, if you think of a GoFundMe, crowdsource meets small businesses. And we're also using NFTs for those. So again, NFTs, they're basically synonymous with digital art these days, right? A lot of people, when they hear it, they automatically think of some pixelated picture or an ape smoking a cigar. And those are NFTs, but really an NFT is a piece of data that only you can own. And that's how we're attaching that to each of these projects. And so with the small business idea, it'll be something of the sorts where this is where we're meshing it, we're bridging the gap between the blockchain and the real world. And somebody says like, hey, I've always wanted to start a tap house. Actually, about 4 years ago, I wanted to see if I could crowdfund to start a tap house. And I did a bunch of numbers, did a bunch of things. And so I'm like, okay, if I need 150, 200,000, we can sell maybe 1,000 NFTs for a set amount to get to that point. And each of those NFTs are entitled to a percentage of the gross sales, the yearly gross sales. And there's a lot of details, a lot of contracts that'll have to be written out that the small business owner would be obliged to stick with the process. But that's the small business utility. And that's the one I'm most excited about, because all of us being small business owners or big business owners, it touches home. And if we can make people, it's kind of cliche, if we can help them with their dreams come true without, by crowdfunding it, but the crowdfund investors get a little bit of an incentive because they're making dividends off of it, then I think that'll really click with the local communities all over the place. And so those are the three utilities that we're looking at right now. We're got other ideas that we're pitching around, but we definitely want to make sure we narrow in on one utility, and once it's just like perfect, well, not perfect, but once it's going good, bugs are gone. Okay, now let's focus on the next one. And so we're going to kind of do it in order that way. So that's a little bit about our project. Really, our goal, like Parker said, is to spread the wealth and try to provide opportunities, investment opportunities for people who want to do that and make an extra passive income.
Excellent. Juan, can you tell us, can you separate the two ways, the NFTs and the coin? Can you kind of give us a breakdown of how those in reflections?
Yeah. So the actual coins, the tokens, you think of those as like mini stocks, micro stocks, if you will. The tokens will appreciate in value, and so, but at a very small rate. Now, you'll get reflections off of those tokens as well. 6% of all the buy sell taxes go straight back to all the holders for passive income. But the NFTs, that's a whole different ballgame. So remember, Parker talked about that 11%. 6 of it was reflections, but the NFTs is 1%. And we're doing a max of 250 NFTs. And so 250 NFTs get to split that 1% that has a tremendous ability to rake in passive income revenue. I'm looking at one project that I've been watching for months, and they average $1 million a day at this point. As soon as they launched, they were averaging $1 million a day, 10, 20, they even had a $40 million day. And so you got to think about it, $40 is not, maybe it doesn't sound like a lot, but this is daily. And this is 364 days a year. It's not a regular 5-day-a-week job. So it definitely adds up, and we're really trying to separate those, because some people can only afford to get the tokens, invest in the tokens, and that's great. But like I said, those are micro stocks, and the NFTs are like the bigger dividend stocks.
And I think that's what made me very interested in this project was, and I've invested in both sides. We are for sale on Pink Sale, which we'll give you the link to that here in a little bit. But we have a pre-launch sale going on, and but I jumped into the NFTs almost immediately because I bought 10 of them, because to me, at the very minimum, that's $400 a day. I mean, that's worth it. My investment's going to be paid back quickly. And the NFT itself is still valuable if I want to resell it. So now I can add the NFT. If I want to sell one NFT, I got to go with the going rate, which it could be 1,000, it could be 1,500, it could be whatever, going off of the market value at that time, but also how much money it makes, and then multiply that by how many years. So it could be worth thousands of dollars as it sits in a year or two. Not to mention you're making $400 a day on the way. So that's what got me going. Is that, you guys got that hammered down? Do we want to take some questions?
Yeah, so that's a lot of you have probably already visited our website and you read our white paper, which explains it in more detail, and seen our roadmap. And so we just wanted to go over that since this is our first official AMA. We just kind of wanted to breeze through that, and in case anyone hadn't. And yeah, and really AMA stands for Ask Me Anything. So we really wanted to kick it off with some questions. We can do this grade school style and raise hands, or what?
Just unmute, guys, if you have a question. I did put the link on the right side here for our website if you didn't have it already. And I think, Juan, can you put in the, or Parker, one of you guys put in the Pink Sale link for them?
Yeah.
I couldn't find it myself. That was because I'm very illiterate with computers, everybody.
Yeah,
Stacy, do you have any questions? Go ahead.
I was just gonna say Ron's enthusiasm about the project really got us even more pumped, because the trove of business knowledge that Ron has, and we were like, he'd be just an amazing asset from the business end, especially to the team. So that's why we asked Ron if he wanted to jump on board with us and help us go to the moon.
Yeah, and failure is not an option now because my name's on the line. So, Stacy, do you have any questions so far?
No, I feel like I'm really basic with it. So, um, I don't know. Like when you say you're buying in, is there a set price that you're buying in right now? Is that what that's set for?
Yeah, so the NFTs are set at $1,000 per NFT. And then
Okay.
if you want to buy the coin, the actual Accrue coin, that's on pink sale. And I don't remember, is it 0.001 right now, guys?
What is point?
The price.
It's actually it's a fair launch. That's another thing. We didn't want to do pre-sale or whitelist just because we wanted to mitigate unfair advantage. So it's fair launch. You put in however much you want to invest in the token, and when the fair launch is all complete, we have 16 million tokens dedicated to it, and they'll split it up evenly between, according to the percentage of price you put in, and then it launches on PancakeSwap at the same exact price.
Okay, so you could end up with a lot more, a lot less. It just
Yeah,
depends on how
yeah.
many people buy in.
And I'm sorry, when did you say it's going to launch?
It's actually it's open right now, but it ends April 8th. Fair
Yeah.
launch
April
ends
8th.
April 8th.
Okay.
Yeah, and then
Okay.
then it would actually launch to the market basically
Right.
at that point. Yeah.
Right.
So right now,
And so
Stacy,
you just liked so Ron, you like the NFTs, right?
I
So-
do. That's what I did. In fact, I'm probably going to pick up a few more before we launch, just because I think that's the way to make the money, in my opinion. Or it's at least, it's steady. As long as the company does well, or the utilities they got, as long as they keep moving forward. Bitcoin does like 24 billion a day. So for them to do $1 million is nothing. That I would expect them to hit that daily amount probably in the first year, for sure. And then, it just multiplies at that point. I can't give any promises, but that's just the way it works.
Yeah.
Well, is this a dumb question? Like, what are the NFTs in? Like, what are they, this may be a really stupid question, but
No.
NFTs are for all different sorts of things. What are these NFTs for? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So the NFTs are basically, that's your ticket to holding ownership in the 1%, the daily reflections. So
Yeah, it's
it's
kind of like,
yeah, go ahead.
sorry. It's kind of like a share of our company, of our revenue, pretty much, is how you could look at it.
That makes a lot more sense. Okay. So, and how you said how many shares you have out there? Do you have a set amount?
Yeah, there's
250.
250, you said?
Yes.
Okay. And how many of those have you sold?
They
There's
just started.
186 available.
Oh, there you go.
Okay. Okay, cool. And you're going to send out the link at the end of this for all this, right?
Yes. We have it in the chat room on the side there for you. If you want to grab it there. Otherwise, Stacy, I can send it out to you too.
I'm trying to use this app, so I'm looking. I don't see it. So I'll keep
We
looking
never
now.
sent the NFT website. I can send it really quick.
Oh yeah, that's a different deal. And we have a special for you guys today as well, for being on the call. If you buy NFTs, even coin too, we have a special we'll show you here at the end. Give you guys a discount for doing it today.
And then as far as the tokens, you said they're open till April 8th. And then so at that point, the price will start fluctuating in them if you buy them, or what's this? I mean, I guess I don't fully understand the significance of April 8th after that.
Yeah. So the tokens are they're on pinksale.finance and they're locked. So as much money goes in there, we can't control the price of the token right now, but it's just going to keep going up because there's only 16 million tokens. And if we raise 150 BNB, the token will start at about 0.001 cent. But if we raise, say, 1,000 BNB, then it's going to be up to what did we calculate, Parker, like 7 cents?
Well, the minimum, if we raise the minimum, amount, it will launch at like 0.003 or
Oh, okay.
0.0029, something around there.
That's right.
And
Yeah.
I mean, there's no limit. So technically, if we raise enough, it could reach $1, but that would take a lot of money. So
Yeah. Yeah.
realistically,
And so,
it's probably going to be between 0.003 and 0.005, I think. But
yeah. And then when it actually April 8th, the significance of April 8th is it will leave Pink Sale, this platform, and get launched on Pancake Swap to where it's open to that's when the price fluctuations can happen. Again, with our sell mechanics, we see a lot of green candles in our very near future. But I just wanted to point out, we hadn't said this yet. If you purchase them on Pink Sale right now during the fair launch on Pink Sale, they're tax free. All the tokens are tax free, and that's a big advantage because when you start pushing them on Pancake Swap, then you're gonna get that tax. The token will appreciate, and you'll get reflections. So I feel that tax usually balances out fairly quickly, but that's an advantage of the Pink Sale finance also.
Okay, so it's kind of like a stock, like when it first opens or something, it's gonna
Yeah.
open at whatever price on that day.
Exactly.
And then any coins we have will be worth that, just like any other crypto
Yep.
coin.
Yep.
yeah,
Okay. Okay, I think I'm with you now.
Anything else?
Hey, Rob.
Hey, Ron,
Yeah,
which one did you mention was 1,000?
the NFTs are
Okay.
all the NFTs are 1,000 per NFT.
yeah. And anything on Pink Sale, you can literally put anything you want. So you could put $1 in, $5. There's no limit for Pink Sale.
Okay, that makes sense.
And Rob's got his hand raised here. Let's see. I don't know how to do this, but I think just there you go, Rob.
Hey guys.
How you
Hey,
doing, Rob?
so my question is more about the exchanges. Have you guys thought about exchanges yet? Where you're gonna go?
Central
Yes.
exchanges.
Yeah.
Central
Yeah.
exchanges?
Parker,
Yeah.
do you wanna?
I was just clarifying. Are you talking about central exchanges?
No, DEX. Why? You're gonna go onto central exchanges?
No, I was just clarifying your question.
Okay.
So Pancake Swap will be the main DEX that we're on, decentralized exchange. For anybody who's questioning what a DEX is, that'll be Pancake Swap. That's the only one we plan on launching on right now. But we do want to also get in on centralized exchanges for multiple reasons. But there is another company, Rob, I know you're familiar with which company this is, which project this is, but they're releasing a centralized exchange of sorts that plays well with smart contracts like ours, and will give you reflections and obey by the tokenomics that we have set forth. And that's due to come out in third quarter of this year. We're hoping that it does come out like that at that timing, because we'd like to jump in on their centralized exchange. But right now, Pancake Swap will be the only decentralized exchange.
Okay. And then as far as the NFTs, the 250 at 1,000. So is all that going back into the Pink Cell, or is that separate from? Does that make sense? I mean, you have 1% tax from the tokens going to the NFT distribution,
Mhm.
but is anything from the NFT side coming to the token side?
No.
Okay.
We're using all the NFT money for development and marketing pretty much. And then we also are getting 10% royalties on aftermarket NFT sales, which will also go towards development of these future utilities. So to answer your question, no, the sales and volume does not benefit the coin holders.
Right. But in the
And-
long overall, it will
It
just,
benefits the company though, as a
yes.
whole.
No, I get it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then on the staking part, your utilities, because right now, if you guys are on it, utilities are everything right now. So
Yeah.
you talk about staking. Have you talked to Brew Labs or any companies like that about that? I mean, how quick are you looking to do that?
Yeah, I've contacted just one other project, but we are actually looking at building our own staking contract. So it's another smart contract, and it'll be staking just like anything else, but it's a separate contract that will be handling it. So we would have another website, or well, it would be off of our website, but we'd have another page that would take you to it, and it would be a Web3 page with a wallet integrated into it that you can connect to, and however much you want to put in, you put in. So we're looking at both options. I'm very I'd say we're very careful as to what partnerships we want to make, but partnerships are hands down what we want to do with our project. Just kind of like the small business mentality. I've always been like, small businesses support other small businesses. So we're not bashing any project. We want to form those partnerships. So if we can find one that we're really satisfied with, then we'll go for it. One of my biggest things I will say right now is that if you're staking, I still want you to get your reflections, because if your tokens leave your wallet, you'll lose reflections on those, right? And so I'm looking at one company right now, actually, they are offering through their contract staking partnerships that still allow you to accrue your reflections. So that I'm really digging, and we want to look further into that.
Yeah,
Oh,
dig
go ahead.
into it, because there's one that I'm on right now that allows that. It allows the reflections that you can see instantaneously. So it's some awesome
Okay.
stuff out there.
Yeah. Yeah.
I guess the small business part, I guess, how fast are you trying to get your utilities out? That small business thing is awesome. I'm just trying to figure out how you're going to market that to small businesses, like on a retail. I mean, what type of level are you looking at? Are you looking at just the crypto market? I mean, how are you going to try to get this in a meta, or?
Yeah, this idea is pretty much going to try to connect the real world and crypto. So it's going to take a lot of marketing, definitely more than any normal crypto marketing. As for the other utilities, staking, we probably want to come out with that within the first month or two of launching. And the game room, I'm not sure what our timeline was on that, but what do you think, Juan? What was the
I would imagine we're actually, and I didn't explain that very well, we're developing a platform for a couple different ways. Other gamers can bring, and we already have a partnership with one gamer, by the way. They can bring their games onto our platform, and they can make money on our platform. And we're also going to do like development of games through our own investors, where there's this one game that I really love. I used to play, like, I don't know, maybe 10 years ago, but it's arcade style and it's leadership board style, and it might cost 50,000 to develop. And we're going to stick with that NFT business model, and we're going to sell however many NFTs we want at a modest price to get this built. And then everyone who bought those NFTs will split the profits from that and stuff like that. But yeah, that's gonna be actually, I think both those contracts can be worked on at the same time by different individuals, and that's what I'm going to look at. So sorry for rambling, but the small business, we're just going to try to get through these two and get there as quick as possible. I don't have, we have to get a lawyer and get a lot of contracts figured out, because to bridge that gap, you don't want anything bad to happen to your investors, right? And so we're going to look at that very closely and scrutinize it really, really deep to make sure we got our ducks in a row before we launch a platform like that. But just think of Pink Sale. It's going to be just like Pink Sale, but for small businesses, if you can kind of imagine that.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking, like Pink Sale for small businesses or NFTs. Yeah, but
Yep. Yeah.
It sounds fantastic. I'm trying to figure out how you guys are going to do. I mean, how are you going to do your token distribution on? So you're 12 levels, and I have $10 in my wallet. When? Every hour, every day? How are you going to do? I mean, have you thought that far ahead?
Yeah, so that we're actually doing manual claim for both the NFT holders and the token holders. It's going to be a manual claim, and we have that dashboard already built. We need to tweak the colors a little bit to match our colors, but that dashboard has been built. You can go on our website and click on what is the name of that button? Claim rewards, I think.
Yeah, it's dashboard.accruecoin.finance.
Yeah. And so it's going to be a manual claim. You can, you're going to pay the gas fee, which is usually $2-3 or less. So, I mean, if it were me, if I want it every day, I could claim it, but I'll just go and claim it, every few days, a week, every week, go and claim whatever is accrued. So that's how that's going to work, the claiming portion. But as far as the tiers work, our smart contract, has got all the algorithms and all the formulas, and it's putting everybody into tiers, and it has been audited. We're going to get another audit on our smart contract, just because the more audits, the better, and make sure everything is functioning as it should be according to our likes before launch.
And also there is a reason for having manual claim. It's pretty much because the contract can't pay the gas fees to send it to everyone. So
I forgot about that. Yeah.
people have to pay their own gas fees. And if that was the way to make this work, we think it's a small price to pay.
Yeah. That's a lot. If you understand how smart contracts work, to find the value, because remember, we're going off of bag value, not token amounts. So to find out how many tokens you have times the current price, okay, that puts you in this tier. The smart contract's doing a lot of calls, and we want to call the blockchain many times to get that data and store it. But if you start writing to the blockchain, now you have to pay gas fees, and that they would be so enormous, the contract couldn't even pay the fees, that nobody would get rewards. So that was the other, I totally forgot about that we wrote this contract. We had it developed a bit ago, and we've kind of been fine tuning it. So yeah.
Well, and I mean, I don't care about that, because you can see right now just by everyone's reflection coins how much you're getting on the automated. It's next to nothing. So
Yeah.
it doesn't really matter. It's really, remind me again, I'm sorry, are you getting it back in BUSD or the Accrue coin?
BUSD.
What? USD?
BUSD.
BUSD. Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So yeah, it's just a savings account essentially. So,
Yeah. Yeah. With better rates.
oh heck yeah. So that's a great way to sell it for sure. So the NFT, and yeah. So that's perfect, guys. You guys have got some great stuff coming along.
Thank you. We appreciate that. Is there a question? I don't want to open up my chat because I'm recording. Do you guys want to take a look at that chat and see if there's any
Oh,
questions
that
in
was
there?
just me sending the links.
That's just him. Anyone else have questions? Alicia? Ariel? Steve?
No, I'm good, Ron.
Okay. All right. Well, thanks, guys. We appreciate you coming on. We know, if you have any other questions, a lot of you know how to get a hold of us, I'm sure. Anybody that knows how to get a hold of me, I'm always available. But also we're on Telegram. If you guys want to jump on there, we can answer questions. Anything else there, guys?
Steve, I see Steve just asked in the chat our website, Accrue Coin. Yeah, there you go. Parker's on it. Sorry.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, I couldn't find.
I
the
have a dumb
YouTube
question.
one.
Are these, sorry, I'm sorry. Are these
you're
links
fine.
going to be there after we hang up?
I'm going to send them
Or-
to you. I'll send them to you,
Okay,
Stacey.
perfect.
Yeah,
Thank you.
you bet. Think we got them all taken care of, guys. All right, guys, thank you very much. That sale will be good. What do we say? 72 hours. So
Yeah.
get a hold of us in the meantime, if you need to.
Cool. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks,
you,
guys.
Okay, everyone.
Yeah, thank you.